Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from Western Kentucky, and we're continuing our playthrough of Total War 3 Kingdoms playing as Sun Jian. Last episode saw us do a drastic change of plans and mobilize 100% to the north to finally take it to Cao Cao, tired of him sending his minions down into our lands. Since we mistakenly made peace or unknowingly made peace with the Han Empire when we made peace with Liu Bei, not paying good enough attention, changed our plans to just all out take it to Cao Cao. We've started out by taking a couple of his territories by Sun Ce here and by Sun Quan here, and we still have down here in Kongzhu's territory, who we have a military passage treaty with. We have Huang Gai moving north with Sun Jian himself towards Cao Cao city up here. So we got a lot going on right now. We've got a lot of territory we've taken from Cao Cao here, and we have three. The lumber yard over here in Luoyang, we have his faction capital that we're going to move against, and we also have the temple settlement over here that still is where he's hanging on. So let's see if we can continue taking it to Cao Cao. But we have a ton of housekeeping to take care of here. We have a new reform to go for, and I think I've decided on Silk Road expeditions. It's going to increase income from silk, income from spice, one available a trade agreement, but more importantly, it's going to unlock some buildings that I would like to build to get me up to that level 5 building in a few areas where I'm being held back. So we're going to go again with that reform there. Be ready in 5 turns, and we got some promotions lined up with all our successes moving north against Cao Cao. We have Sun Quan, who is looking at a promotion, and looking at these a little bit earlier, I decided to go with flexibility. It'll add, as you know, in my battles I tend to take a lot of attrition. I'm not as good as certain players out there, but well, you know, we hold our own. But because of that, I sure can use that little extra replenishment, and since he is my commander, we'll give him a little extra replenishment. We also have Sun Ce available to have a promotion, and looking for him, I've decided on Bloody Fury. I kind of like this passive buff. It's enabled when winning in melee combat, engaged in melee, and increases melee damage and melee damage base. So we're going to take Bloody Fury to hopefully create some increased effectiveness from Sun Ce. And Qiushan Ping, we are going to look at, I think I had settled on Zeal as being where we were going to go with you, and because you have mostly those melee forces in your retinue, we are going to increase 10% melee armor piercing damage, 40% increased melee attack rate, so we're going to go with Zeal as your buff. And that gets rid or takes care of the promotions. We got a couple little bits of building to go on here. I'm looking at Changsha, and for the first time in a while, because of our whopping income that we have all of a sudden at 10K, well, guess what? I'm going to spend some of that, and we are going to build a small regional city down in Changsha. That's our first step, and then we're going to go ahead and Luoyang, and we're going to build up, and I think it's right here to increase our commerce income. We're going to work on the tea house building right here. So that should take care of all the details. Everybody else has moved and has no movement available on the map. So now we got to see how we're going to get reacted to. Yeah, Poyang Large Town has been built. So we will see how we got to react, or if we get to continue our all-out assault on Cao Cao, or if somebody's going to throw a wrench into the workings here and make us change our plans. So let's see what the next turn brings. Liu Bei would like us to become his vassal. He guarantees our autonomy, and we receive payment from Liu Bei. It's always a possibility, but right now we'll reject that. We'll stay solo. We'll hang out on our own. And we now have a war declared upon us from Liu Jian. So there's a little wrench into the workings. Let's see where he's coming from. Liu Jian, where are you hiding out? Oh, you're way over on that side. So it might behoove us, if you're going to be moving forward that way, of course you'd have to go through the Han Empire down here or through my best bud's territory over here, so maybe you won't get there so fast. But since I have the ability, I believe, to start another army also, we're gonna have to look at recruiting something down south to help us in that direction too. So we are now at war. War is declared. I think I will try. He's not really happy about joining that war with us, so I won't call for aid. There you go. In fact, we got to look at keeping our best bud happy, because I noticed he's not got that green face that a best bud should have. Well, let's see. No, he's overall good, but are trending downward. That's for sure. So we got to watch our attitude with our best bud, because that can change quickly, because it's dropping quickly. So we will not call for aid. We will just cancel. I don't want to call him for aid. Liu Zhang and Zhang. So we got more than one at war. So I got the Zhangs mixed up. The other one, there were two different people. So I think it was Zheng Jiang who might have been the other one, if my memory serves me. So getting a little mixed up with some names here. Peace treaty with Liu Bai. Nothing there. Nothing there. Liu Jiang, there's who we know about, has declared war on us. And we have a new coalition forming there, member, and Zhang Yang has declared war on us. So I got to find out Zhang Yang. So we don't have any common borders that way yet. So we'll just be aware that we could have somebody coming in. We know we have somebody over this way, could be moving towards us. Now we're going to have to keep our eye open for someone else. We got some more nobles to take a look at. In fact, we might do that sooner as opposed to later. In fact, we might look at seeing what we can do along the lines of building an army over here, who we have available. Oh, we got a promotion too while we're here. Lun Song is available to be promoted. Let's see, we got this counteract corruption, and being a court noble that we're using it as administrator, that may be the way we go for starters, and we'll just do that. So there is our promotion. And who do we have? We have these two available, but they're probably both out on assignment. No, Zhe Yue is not. Lun Song is. And who do we have in the court that might be useful to bring on board? I don't know. I don't know. Zhu Hao. Temperamental. It's not the greatest as far as abilities there. Zhang Yan, that's who one of those that we're going to be at war with, so he's probably not a safe one to bring on board. I'm not knowing that we have anybody that's just jumping out at me. What's Hao Meng? I gotta come back. Oh, affiliations with a lot of people that aren't on my good list. Well, I think it's going to take away from my administrator's position, but I have ZigZagZog, who is available to be recruited as for raising an army. And I'm thinking that may be what I end up doing over here, just to have an army in place to react, at least that I'm starting to build against some of these other threats that we're getting. So let's come down here and see about raising an army in the lumber. Now we want to raise it in the small city right here. Yeah, that's where we want to raise it. And ZigZagZog, you will be the one that we start raising that army with. Because we are going to be needing more to deal with the threats that will start coming at us, especially with all my best armies right now tied up north. We'll see if I pay for that, sending everybody up north. I don't know. We'll find out. Do we have any other buildings that could be tempting here? In Badong, what do we have available? Well, we can look at increasing our pier here. What kind of options do we have? So we can go up to the pier, and after that we start getting options on how we're focused. So let's just go ahead and build the pier, and then we'll hang everybody else in reserve. In fact, what we'll do is let's go back down to Badong and at least recruit a full retinue for you, ZigZagZog, and we will recruit and see if we can build up your retinue. I think we have Jian sword guards. Melee toughness is definitely good, but so are all these. That's paying a lot of extra for, well, we do get the extra morale. That's the big benefit right there for recruiting these units. So we can afford a couple of these. And I think what we'll do is we'll just go along with a couple of the G militia just to have some anti-cavalry action in the group for now. We can always slightly change that mix going forward, but that'll at least get us started there on our recruitment. Okay, let's take a look at who we're going to take north to Cao Cao. I was bringing Sun Jian back against threats that I might have back here, but now that I'm going to build up another force, I'm just going to move him north. I'm just going to move him north until something more definite materializes. Hopefully I'll have enough of a force that I'm recruiting to at least delay anything bad that might be coming my way. I'm going to move you up to the border here, get a peek at the city and how it might be defended, and it's not. It's sitting there wide open. So let's get everybody close by. And I think I may then split off Sun Jian to go up to this lumberyard of Cao Cao's. These two armies should be enough on the small city, and then moving up towards the temple, and hopefully we'll put a little bit of hurt on Cao Cao here. So everybody's moved as they're going to move for this turn, and about ready to start the next turn and see what the future brings for us. What have we got here? Kongzhu offers us a trade agreement, and we're going to go ahead and accept that. We want to keep him happy being right in the middle of all our areas. Let's do that. Okay, Liu Bai has requested some aid from Kong Rong. And Liu Bai is requesting all sorts of aid, and Liu Bai is signing peace treaties. Liu Bai, Liu Bai, Liu Bai. Dong Zhuo is forming a coalition. That old has-been. Ma Teng. War on the Han Empire. Liu Yu. Zerong and Gongsung Zhan signed a peace treaty. And one more peace treaty. We gained an ancillary, a stone rooster. Not a super kind of a unit, but we can take a look at who might be able to use a stone rooster. Probably Sun Ce is the one that you think of the most because he has the instinct, but I think he's already got something better. Lowers his retinue upkeep. But that's definitely a better fit with his instinct. It would increase potential melee damage and potential recruitment cost for this army. But this lowers retinue upkeep, so half dozen of one. Let's just switch it out since we want to work on his instinct. And do we have anybody that might have a benefit from the expertise? How about Zhe Wei? Yes, right there. As a matter of fact, we can give it right back out and have a better fit for both. Okay, let's see. It's harvest time. We're going to get in there on the city. A Pyrrhic victory as it stands right now. We are going to just hold on and continue the siege until I get some more forces up there, because we are going to join the battle with Sun Ce. Now if we take a look at the battle, all of a sudden it's a decisive victory, and we are with no inside army. We're just going to delegate and take over the large city of Cao Cao's. His capital is no more. And 7 heroism on that one. We were meant to win that one. And let's occupy the city. Now what we'll do is we will move. And how do we have a way to get there? Or do we have a way to get there? Sun Ce, if we try moving you over that way a little bit. Let's see if we'll have to see if we can cross the river in this direction without having to go and violate someone's borders. Namely Tao Ying, who's not so thrilled with us in the first place. So our commandery is secured. The commandery of Chen is now ours. Enemy capital is now captured. And faction development, Cao Cao's new capital is in the lumberyard. Well, guess where Sun Jian is headed? And we got rid of the stone rooster. So let's send Sun Jian over towards this said capital. In fact, that's him right here. But who is kind of standing in the way? Ah, a force of Cao Cao's is actually nearby. So let's take a look at seeing how we match up with him. Let's get you out of forced march. Let's get Sun Jian back in command. What is the reason? Why can't you be back in command? Commanding General. This general is currently commanding the army. Well, no, I think Huang Gai is. So he doesn't like that fact. So the computer doesn't want to allow me to put him back in charge. So let's just move over here. And see if it'll let me put him back in charge now that we've moved a little. Yes, we can put him back in charge. Okay, Sun Jian, you are now the commanding general, and we are going to move against Cao Cao's force. And he retreats. Can we catch up to him? I think we just might be able to. And we are looking at a decisive victory. We outnumber him vastly, but just in the name of battle practice. Let's see, how many trees are on there? Oh, lots of trees. I guess I need some battle practice with trees. Question being, with this many trees on the battle map, will I still be able to pull off a decisive victory? Well, gotta practice sometime. I can't run away from a tough situation. Even though it's a decisive victory, I don't want to work it into a close victory. So let's see if we can overwhelm and keep it decisive. We have Huang Gai available. See if anyone out there is going to duel with him. And here we are amidst all the trees and greenery. We have to set up our forces. Now he's kind of in the open there, so if I angle off and approach him from this direction, I can kind of keep it in the open and play to my comfort level. Moving forward into the trees, maybe, we'll see. So he's got more of the heavier duty cavalry compared to me. So we gotta think about how I want to work my cavalry. And as far as archers, I'm not seeing a lot, so just a little bit in the back. So we're gonna have to work my cavalry, kind of be able to come up and do some rear charges as opposed to a lot of other things. We got Jian available to duel, or we'll send Huang Gai out first to duel. I'm kind of thinking we can keep my line this way, other than I think what we'll do is we'll swap the halberds over to the other flank just in case that's where he decides to move. His cavalry, just so we have some anti-cavalry units on either side. I think that's about the only difference we'll make. Whoops. And then these will slide out to the flank. And then I can bring, now I can bring these guys over. Fill in the gap right here. And we have our halberds over on the outside. My question is, what do I want to do, or how do I want to position my own cavalry, seeing as how his just outguns me? So maybe what we do is we try to hide them off on the side. If his cavalry decides to do things on my flanks, I can always reinforce with these guys. And seeing as how he has cavalry on both sides, I guess I'll hide mine on both sides. Is a force able to come in there and reinforce on either side. Okay, so I think what we'll start out is we'll send Huang Gai forward first, and we'll see if we are able to get him to duel. And then once we find out if there's any dueling involved, we will start the advance. So let's start the battle. They're doing some shuffling around right now, that's for sure. Are they moving forward too? Are they coming to me, of all things? I'm supposed to be targeting them, it seems. We have the ability to fight, so let's send Huang Gai out there. And we knock them off. Way to start it off on the right foot, Huang Gai. They definitely are moving forward to me. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. So they've closed forward, but they decided, I think what they're doing is getting into the trees themselves is what they're doing. But if they're going to continue their move forward, especially against my flank with their cavalry against my anti-cavalry type units, I'm fine with that, because then once they engage there, wow, I'm getting more damage than I expected from their general. Lady Wu. Lady Wu. we'll go ahead.
必将取胜。
We'll go out against their cavalry. We'll take their challenge.
战斗会让你厌烦吗？
有趣啊！你又能鼓唇弄舌，又懂战场厮杀。
骑兵听令！
我方战友正在遭受攻击。
Oh, their cavalry got around to the rear. They got away from our halberds. They can come in behind on the archers. Let's get our cavalry in there to help support. What's happening on this side? Same kind of situation. They avoided us, so let's see if we can get some support by our own cavalry on our spearmen. We've won one battle.
准备就绪。
We're not winning with Lady Wu, at least by no stretch of the imagination, are we?
胜利近在咫尺。诛灭敌军。鼓起勇气。杀光敌军。
Come on, Lady Wu, hang in there, hang in there, hang in there.
决计已决，尽情厮杀。上吧！
Come on, Lady Wu, Lady Wu, we're counting on you.
真是有趣。
There we
有
go.
趣。
Shoo!
此等手段，也来献丑。
骑兵注意！
骑兵听令！敌军士兵正在溃逃。
And I think they are weakening now. We have taken it to them.
开战！进攻！长矛兵！速速前进！
We need to get you back out of here. I see some forces over this way. Let's bring you back. Although I think things are well in hand, it's time to bring these guys forward to help out with the melee.
鼓起勇气，赶快！
剑士听命，杀光敌军！事时已尽，无法继续射击了。
Lady Wu, we need you out of there.
加快脚步！
矛兵听令！
Bring you guys into the rear. Bring you into the rear. Let's get rid of this last vestige of attacking over there on their part.
单枪不去！
Huang Gai, you can take care of that last little bit of archer that they have. And where did my cavalry go that was over here? Let's get the last bit of this archers out of the way too. And we're just about done on the battle. The question is, did I manage to keep this decisive or have I
敌
lost?
军四散而逃，到底是无胆鼠辈！杀光敌军！准备就绪，不要留情！准备开战！杀！
Okay, Lady Wu, let's take you in here, wipe them out. They're gonna get wiped out here. Let's start chasing some down.
骑兵注意！不要留情！
准备好了，诛灭敌军！做好准备，砍翻他们！
And we'll probably speed this up at this point as we chase down units trying to weaken Cao Cao's forces once and for all so he can't retreat to some city of his that we then have to go up against these units. So bear with me as we chase these units down. Okay, we have completed the chase down and we are ready. And what do you know? We did come through with a decisive victory, so I don't feel so bad on having y'all watch me do this one. Here we go. Let's end the battle. Ugh. Bloody finish.
敌军已
So
被
the
击败。
generals are gone. I wonder if we've captured or killed. It looks like, yeah, we killed a couple and may have captured one. 18 heroism. And we will, let's look, recruitment's not bad. Well, we'll just do with the recruitment on that one.
我必深
Just
信
since we're going to keep on moving up towards the lumber yard.
保持镇定。
Which is up where? Just so we get headed in the right direction. Loyang Lumberyard's up that way.
向前进军。
And we've all moved along here. Killed in battle Feng Ji, the general of Cao Cao. So successful turn. The question is, when will we start seeing forces that have declared war on us entering into our territory? This is kind of cool, having a maxed out heroism bar. That's fun to see. Not that it lasts there for very long, but we're all feeling pretty good about ourselves right now. We have a decent amount of income. Do we have any area where building has needed to be addressed? We have Chen. Ooh, negative 16 to the public order. What the heck? What the heck? What kind of a building is that? I think we need to look at that. It's making my public order dang bad. We got negative 8 from buildings, blah, 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 blah. So I don't know if I'm thrilled about a rural commandery administration that we have over here. Let's see what other buildings we do have. Food production is good. Food production and peasantry income is good, but we can't increase those. The Confucian temple, oh, that's what he does to offset the public order over here, but boy, it doesn't even come close to offsetting. So what we need is the principles of Wu Wai as far as what we need to do as a reform. Principles of Wu Wai. Where the heck is that one? And how close are we to it? Oh, way up this way. It lowers. Let's see. Well, we can get on the way. We can get there by increasing public order. That's for dang sure. And then that way we can probably keep this. I can see why this one's built, how much it increases the income from peasantry. So that's not a bad thing. But I think I want to work on reforms moving up towards increasing the public order, or I won't be able to hold on to this city. Right now, we're looking at negative 27 this turn. That's going to take a while to overcome that. The only other option I have is increasing the city size. Doesn't give me any extra building slots. But it gives better population capacity. So maybe population won't be such a big deal. I don't know how negative 6 on population works, or what adds to that. But we're going to spend some of our money on upgrading to the large city, I think. That'll take up 4 food. What else do we have here? Nothing else can really be built, although we can increase communal grain farms. Let's do that first. And then we'll look at increasing the Confucian temples and doing a plus reform next time that will help. That will help with our public order by 3. So that'll help everywhere. And then we can build the higher Confucian temple, which will help on our satisfaction, and what public order also. So that may be the thrust of where our reforms go after the current one finishes. So that is that turn. Let's take another turn now and see what fun it brings us. We're down to just Cao Cao having his lumberyard, and we defeated the force that came from that direction, and then we just have the Peng Cheng temple that we need to deal with, and maybe we'll see. Some of these, that if it looks like it's going to be too hard to hold on to these because they're so separated from mine, we can always look at trading to the right people to keep them happy. We'll see. Nothing locked in stone, but let's bring the next turn and see what happens. What new surprises this game has in store for us. Peace. Jian Li Ting will sign peace with us. She will become our vassal and will receive payment from Jian Li Ting. And where exactly are you as my vassal? Oh, right up here. Yeah, you don't like what I'm doing to Cao Cao, do you? So you want to become my vassal. So let's just go ahead and accept. We'll gain our very first vassal. What do you know? And Kongrong is actively waging war against our vassal Jian Li Ting. As a new lord, we now have a duty of protection over them. As a peaceful faction to us, we should attempt to resolve this diplomatically. Let's try to mediate the peace, see what it'll take. The deal is signed. That was easy. Same thing with Liu Bai. Deal signed. And we have done our duty for Jian Li Ting. Okay, what have we got going? We have some diplomacy going on. Xinjiang is vassalized. Yes, we know about that. We just did it. Peace, peace, and we did all that. The finest armor. A cart arrives with a fine suit of armor. So let's go take a look at it. The Waking Dragon. Hey, we finally got something pretty cool and awesome for our strategists. Increases their cunning, allows the ability for stock. I haven't dealt with that one, so this will be something fun and new. Let's see who we want to give that to. Which one of our strategists? Liu Fan, perhaps? Zhao Yu, you have your own special robe, so I don't know that we want to displace that. Yeah, we don't need to do that, but Liu Fan is, you're going to look styling and smart in your new robe. 25 armor base compared to 10. Oh yeah, I like that. There's some armor. Oh, you're styling in that armor. Look at that. He's on the cover of GQ magazine now. Look at him. And we got some new friends. Xinjiang, Qiu Shangping. There we go. Fighting together. Look how it builds friendships. And we have completed a large city in Zhangjia, and the Zhangling city is now built too. And Dongzhuo has moved his capital, probably out of necessity, I would guess. Okay, so let's take a quick look over here at what we have the opportunity to build in Zhangling. Well, look at the population. I think we were battling with some of the population issues with just by getting the next larger city. I think it's taken away some of that, and I'll have to look back to remember. Let's see, Grand Trading Post. We're gonna still need to be a small regional city up here. Our food's okay because we took over a bunch of food. I think we'll just add in a little public order building down here for the time being. And Zhangjia, let's take a look at you. And we are plus now, people in power. We still got some negative population effects, but we can get you up to a small regional city if I so desired. It'll take 6 of my food to do it, but what other options do we have? Yeah, I kind of like this route, so we'll go ahead and we will construct here. And we've got pretty much all the buildings going that we need. Although, Poyang, what have we got to build up here? We can build up the iron mine. That'll get up our defenses there a little bit. We can get you up to a small city real easy. So we'll start that first, get a little wall action going. And we've got building going everywhere. All right, let's get in here and see where we can move some units now that we've done the housekeeping. And Sun Jian, let's get you moving up. Who is this? This is Yuan Shu. Do we have the ability to move through his territory? That is the question that I want to find out. I don't want to enter his territory and be upsetting him. Of course, I already am, aren't I? So that doesn't seem to be upsetting him, but let's take a look and make sure I have the ability or I'm going to get the hay out of there. Let's just negotiate with him and make sure we can move. I don't need military support. Okay, so military access is probably a given. Yeah, we're in the same coalition or alliance, so I'm assuming that's just an assumed thing, so we will not worry about that. Where is the best way to get up to the lumberyards? There's a nice road there, and we got the nice road over on this side. That's a river or road. We got a river moving down that way. So we are going to move through Yuan Shu's territory. It's in the autumn. We're going to head up to winter soon, but we're going to move through his territory to head up to the lumberyard. And over here we are going to send our units up. I think we will start out keeping, just because of the public order, we're going to end up keeping Sun Quan in there, and we're going to move Sun Ce over towards the border right here, and hopefully we'll be able to cross that river without venturing into the unknown territory of somebody who probably wouldn't appreciate it. So we'll move forward there. Okay, look how fast our heroism falls. But we're getting down to getting rid of Cao Cao. Let's go ahead and take one more turn. We're getting close to our time limit that I kind of set for these missions, or these episodes. Who's moving in from here? Zhang Yan. Oh, we got to keep eye on him. We got to keep an eye on him. Zerong. So we got people moving down to our areas. This is not good. So we do have some activity coming in at us. And Zerong is one of them. So let's take a look. Let's get through this little housekeeping right here. Boom, boom, boom. And we have dire civil unrest. We finished the temple, and so we have met a mission success by building a Confucian temple. Very good, very good. Zerong, let's take a look at where you're at. You have some multi-alliances going on. Oh, one of them being Cao Cao. Are you sure you want to keep that alliance going with Cao
到此为
Cao?
止了。
Ooh, he really does want to, and he doesn't want to be a vassal. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Let's see, what do we have available? We don't have a, well, we definitely could throw him a territory, but I don't know that I am. How much would it cost? Let's just get a peek for how much it would cost us. Because I have money. That's one thing I have, just to get him off our back as we're moving north. Oh, that'll only get him so far. So he will only take so much money. Is that the case? We can't totally buy you off. I see how it is. We can get you down to about -15. The rest has to come from somewhere else. Yeah, that's about it. Well, I know we have ancillaries. Oh, I thought we'd have armor to trade with you. From armor, I thought we might have been building up. We have an overseer we can trade you. Probably won't do much. And we're running out of ideas on what we can offer you. And even all my food won't make this happen. So we got ourselves a little problem here down in the south. So we will cancel on you, and you're coming to the defense of Cao Cao is what you're doing basically. So in the meantime, what have we got to do? We have got to detour, and we've got to bring someone south. And I think, Sensei, that's going to have to be you. We're going to have to hold off on that territory. It looks like someone else may be moving against it anyway. So, Sensei, we're going to bring you on the big tour south, the big detour south. Let's get out of diplomacy so we can do this. And we're going to move you fast. We are going to move you fast.
振作起来！
And we can get you down there fairly fast, it looks like, too. So let's keep you moving.
迈向胜利！
And we're going to have to counteract the enemy force that's moving down against us. The other thing we can look at doing, just because we have the funds, is do we have somebody we want to hire real quick and bolster the toolmaker's defenses? In fact, what kind of defenses do we have in there? As a matter of fact, not bad, or at least decent, but we can definitely bolster that by hiring some defense in there. So let's see if it may be a quick hire fire kind of thing, but we may find out in the process that we hire somebody that we actually like along the way. Let's see, who can we hire? Been with a lot of our enemies, haven't you? And what kind of forces do these bring? We got some cavalry there. What would you bring? If you bring, yeah, that's a full retinue that you bring along with you, isn't it, Zhang Fang? Would you hang in there long enough, even though your prior affiliations are not much to my liking? I don't trust you for a minute. But it may be, like I said, a hire fire situation. So let's look at Zhang Fang, hiring him in there, and maybe we can add a little Oh, a little Liu Bai going on there. So maybe we can add in a little Ma Midi just to bolster our defenses against the force coming in. So let's look at Yangzhu the toolmaker. We can afford you, and we can afford Ma Midi. And we got ourselves a quick little makeshift army that we're building up and bolstering that area with. If we can do, isn't it nice having money so you can react quickly on what's happening? Okay, we'll go ahead and we will expand and do a little bit of hiring here for this. Albeit maybe temporary force. There, and we'll go with that. Now we're going to have a force in there to at least make it a little more difficult. A little more difficult for Zheirong to move in. All right, and on that note, now that we've been surprised, whoops, we don't want you there. We want you in the city. And now, on that note, we will end it. We have a lot going on all of a sudden. Some more incursions into our territory as we look to finish off Cao Cao in the north. So anyway, this is ZigZagZog signing off from Western Kentucky. And I want to thank you all for watching this episode. I appreciate your viewership.